Hey everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I'm Linda, and I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening at home, on the bus, or maybe while taking a short walk, thank you for choosing to spend these minutes learning English with us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. I'm here with Linda, and together we'll guide you through today's topic in a very simple, relaxed way. No pressure, no complicated grammar, just real English you can actually use.
Let me start with a very simple question for you. Who doesn't love traveling?
Seriously, traveling means new places, new food, new people, and new experiences. Even just thinking about a trip can make us feel excited.
And you know what? Many people say the trip doesn't start when you arrive. The trip starts before you pack your bag.
It starts when you imagine where you want to go, when you think about the weather, the food, the places you'll see.
That's why today's episode is a little special. This is not just an English lesson.
Exactly. Today, you're learning how to talk about travel and trip planning in simple, stress-free English.
Planning a trip can feel exciting, but it can also feel confusing or stressful, especially if English is not your first language.
So our goal today is to make it easy. We'll break everything down into small, clear steps.
We'll use easy English, real examples, and simple sentence patterns you can use right away.
You'll hear how to talk about destinations, timing, budget, and travel style, just like in real conversations.
This is the kind of English you hear when talking to friends, coworkers, or even people you meet while traveling.
So don't worry about being perfect. Just listen, relax, and enjoy the conversation.
By the end of this episode, you won't just understand travel English, you'll feel more confident using it.
And before we move on, just a quick and gentle reminder. If you enjoy learning English with us,
Please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep making lessons that are fun, useful, and easy to follow.
all right, are you ready?
Let's take the first step of our journey together and start planning a trip, one simple sentence at a time. Before we jump into the steps of planning a trip, let's talk about something important. Why does trip planning matter so much? Why is it worth learning how to talk about it in English?
That's a great question. Many people think the trip itself is the best part. But honestly, planning a trip can be just as exciting, sometimes even more exciting.
When you plan a trip, you start imagining your journey. You think about where you'll go, what you'll see, and how you'll feel there.
Planning gives shape to your dream. A trip without a plan can feel confusing, but a trip with the plan feels clear and exciting.
One big reason planning matters is less stress. When you plan ahead, you worry less. You know where you're going, how you'll get there, and where you'll stay.
Exactly. When things are planned, your mind can relax. You don't need to make big decisions at the last minute.
Planning also helps you save money. When you plan early, you can find better prices for flights, hotels, and activities.
You can compare options, choose what fits your budget, and avoid paying extra later.
And maybe most importantly, planning helps you feel more confident.
When you have a plan, you feel ready. You feel like you know what you're doing, even if it's your first trip.
Now, let's talk about English learners. Travel is one of the most common topics in English.
You hear travel English everywhere. During small talk, when someone asks, "Are you traveling soon?"
At the airport, you talk about flights, tickets, and destinations.
At a hotel, you talk about check-in, rooms, and reservations.
Even at work, people talk about trips, vacations, and travel plans.
So learning how to talk about trip planning is not just for traveling, it's for everyday English conversations.
And the good news is, you don't need advanced English to do this.
Simple sentences are enough. Clear ideas are enough.
That's why today we're not giving you one big, difficult lesson.
Instead, we're going to break a big trip into small, easy steps.
Step by step, one idea at a time.
So don't feel overwhelmed. Just stay with us.
Because once you understand these small steps, planning a trip and talking about it in English becomes simple and even fun.
All right, let's take that first small step together.
All right, let's begin the core of our trip planning. We're going to start with the first two steps. These two steps are very simple, but they decide everything else about your trip.
Yes, before tickets, before hotels, before anything else, you need to answer one basic question.
The first step is choosing where you want to go. This is the heart of your trip.
When you think about a destination, there are a few easy things to ask yourself.
First, think about the type of place. Do you want to go to the beach, a big city, or the mountains?
For example, you might say, I want to go to the beach, or I want to go to a big city.
Another thing to think about is the weather. Weather can change how you feel on your trip.
Ask yourself, do I like hot weather or cool weather?
You can say simple sentences like, I like warm weather, or I prefer cool weather.
The third thing is the feeling you want from your trip.
Do you want something quiet and peaceful, or busy and exciting?
Some people like small towns where everything feels slow and calm.
Others love big cities with busy streets, lots of food, and many things to do.
And remember, there is no right or wrong answer here.
Your destination is personal. It's about what you want.
That's why we say there's no perfect destination, only your destination.
Once you choose the place, the next step is deciding when to go.
Timing is very important because the same place can feel very different at different times of the year.
First, think about the season. Do you want to travel in summer, spring, fall, or winter?
For example, the beach is great in summer, but not so fun in winter.
You can say, I prefer traveling in summer, or I like traveling in spring.
Timing matters again here. Some people enjoy sunshine, others enjoy cool air.
You might say, I like sunny weather, or I don't like cold weather.
Another important thing is crowds.
During peak season, many people travel. Places are busy and prices are higher.
This is called peak season.
But there is also off-season. That's when fewer people travel.
Off-season trips are often cheaper and quieter.
Some people prefer peak season because the weather is perfect.
Others prefer off-season because it feels calmer and more relaxed.
Again, there is no right or wrong choice.
It's about what you like and what feels good for you.
So let's quickly review these two steps.
Step 1, choose your destination.
Step 2, decide when to go.
Once you know where and when, planning becomes much easier.
Now that we know where we want to go and when we want to go, the trip starts to feel more real. This is the part where many people stop dreaming and start asking practical questions.
Yes, questions like, can I afford this? Or how do I want to travel?
Exactly. Let's start with money because money affects almost everything on a trip.
When people talk about travel, they often feel shy about talking about budget, but budget is not a bad word.
Not at all. Budget simply means how much you want to spend, and that choice is very personal.
Your budget decides many things. For example, where you stay.
If you have a bigger budget, you might choose a comfortable hotel with more services.
If you want to save money, you might choose a simple place just to sleep.
Food is another big part.
Yes, some people enjoy eating at nice restaurants every day.
Others prefer local food or small places that are cheaper but still very tasty.
And both styles are completely okay.
There is no perfect budget.
The best budget is the one that lets you enjoy your trip without worrying too much.
Some people like comfort and don't mind spending more.
Others save money so they can travel longer or visit more places.
The important thing is to be honest with yourself.
When you know your budget, planning becomes clearer and less stressful.
Now let's talk about travel style. This is about how you want to travel.
One very common question is, do you want to travel alone or do you want to join a tour?
Traveling alone, or solo travel, is very popular now. Many people love solo travel because it gives them freedom. You can wake up when you want, change plans easily, and spend more time in places you like.
You don't need to follow anyone else's schedule.
But solo travel also means more responsibility.
You need to plan more things by yourself.
You decide where to stay, how to move around, and what to do each day.
Now let's talk about tours.
Tours are great for people who want comfort and less stress.
Everything is planned for you. You just follow the schedule.
Tours can be very helpful if it's your first time visiting a country.
Or if you don't speak the local language.
But tours also have limits.
You move when the group moves, even if you want to stay longer.
So, again, there is no right or wrong choice.
The best travel style is the one that fits your personality.
Now let's talk about transportation, especially if you're traveling by yourself.
This is where planning really matters.
You need to think about how you will get to your destination.
Some people prefer flying because it's fast.
Flying saves time, especially for long distances.
But flights can be expensive if you wait too long to book.
That's why planning early is a good habit.
Trains and buses are often cheaper.
They are slower, but sometimes more relaxing.
You can enjoy the view and feel the journey.
Driving gives you the most freedom.
But driving also means more planning.
You need to think about routes, gas, stops, and time.
This is where responsibility comes with freedom.
When transportation is planned well, you feel more confident.
You know where you're blowing and how you'll get there.
And that confidence makes the whole trip more enjoyable.
That's the big idea here.
Good planning leads to confident travel.
And confident travel means less stress and more fun.
Now that the big decisions are clear, let's talk about the parts of a trip that feel very personal. These are the things that can make your trip comfortable, fun, and smooth from day to day.
Yes, this is where planning becomes very real. Let's start with where you stay.
When people think about accommodation, they often think only about how nice or how beautiful a place looks.
But in real life, location is often more important than beauty.
You usually have 3 common choices: a hotel, an apartment, or a hostel.
Hotels are comfortable and easy. You don't need to think too much.
Apartments feel more like home. They often give you more space and sometimes a kitchen.
Hostels are usually cheaper and good for meeting other travelers.
Each option has good points. What matters most is where the place is.
A beautiful hotel far from everything can actually make your trip harder.
That's why it's smart to choose a place close to public transportation.
If your hotel or apartment is near a bus stop or train station, life becomes much easier.
You save time, energy, and sometimes money.
So when you choose accommodation, think less about perfect and more about practical.
Now let's talk about activities. This is often the most exciting part.
People love to plan museums, famous places, parks, and food experiences.
Planning activities is fun, but there's one important rule.
Plan, but not too much.
If you plan every minute, your trip can feel stressful.
You feel like you're always rushing from one place to another.
It's good to have a general idea of what you want to see.
But it's also important to leave space for surprises,
Some of the best travel moments are unplanned,
like finding a small cafe you didn't know about.
or walking into a local market by accident.
These moments often become the best memories.
So think of your activity plan as a guide, not a strict rule.
Flexible plans make travel more enjoyable.
Now let's move to the final part of preparation: packing.
Packing sounds simple, but is very important.
First, think about your clothes.
Check the weather again before you pack.
Do you need warm clothes or light clothes?
A jacket or just a t-shirt.
Next, think about documents.
Passport, ID, tickets, these are very important.
It's a good idea to keep them in one safe place.
Money is also important.
Think about how you will pay: cash, card, or both.
Having a little local cash is always helpful.
And finally, think about small things.
Phone charger, medicine, reusable water bottle.
These small items don't take much space.
But they can make a big difference.
Good packing helps you feel calm and ready.
And when you feel ready, your trip starts with confidence.
That's what good preparation is really about.
Not being perfect, just being prepared.
Now we've talked about many parts of planning a trip, but before we finish, there's one very important thing we need to talk about, and this might be the most important part of all.
Yes, the mindset. How you feel during your trip.
No matter how well you plan, a trip will never be perfect.
And that's okay. In fact, that's part of the beauty of traveling.
Sometimes you miss a train.
Sometimes it rains on the day you plan to go outside.
Sometimes things don't go the way you imagined.
But those moments often become the best stories later.
Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are stories.
And rainy days are not ruined days, they are memories.
When you travel, the most important goal is not to do everything perfectly.
The goal is to enjoy the trip, learn something new, and feel present.
If you enjoy the journey, even small moments become special.
A simple meal, a quiet walk, a short conversation with a stranger.
That's what travel is really about.
Now, let's do a very quick and simple review of what we've covered so far.
We'll keep it short and clear.
First, you choose your destination, the place you want to go.
Second, you decide when to go, thinking about seasons, weather, and crowds.
Then you think about your budget, how much you want to spend, and what feels comfortable.
After that, you think about your travel style, solo travel or a tour.
You also think about transportation and how you want to move around.
Next, you choose your accommodation, where you will stay and rest.
Then you plan activities, but not too many.
And finally, you pack and prepare so you feel ready and calm.
That's it. Simple steps. Nothing complicated.
Now, let's talk about the English value of this episode.
Because today, you didn't just learn about travel.
You learned how to talk about travel in English.
You learned words like destination, the place you're going.
Budget, how much money you plan to spend.
Accommodation, where you stay.
Itinerary, your plan for the trip.
Flexible, being open to change.
Solo travel, traveling by yourself.
And of course, adventure, new experiences and memories.
These are real words used in real conversations.
At airports, hotels, work, and small talk with friends.
And now you can use them too.
You can talk about where you want to go.
You can explain how you plan a trip.
And you can share your travel style in simple English.
That's a big step.
So remember this, you are not just learning English.
You are learning how to use English in real life.
And that's something to be proud of.
Before we say goodbye, we want to hear from you. This is the part where you become part of the conversation.
Yes, because learning English is not only about listening, it's also about sharing your own thoughts.
So here is today's question of the day. Do you prefer solo travel or a tour, and why?
You can keep your answer simple. 1 or 2 sentences are more than enough.
For example, you might say, I prefer solo travel because I like freedom, or I like tours because they are easy and comfortable.
There is no right or wrong answer. This question is about you.
We really encourage you to write your answer in the comments.
When you write, you're not just commenting, you're practicing real English.
And the more you practice, the more confident you become.
Even short comments help. Don't wait for perfect English.
Simple English is powerful English.
We also love reading your comments. It helps us understand you better and create better episodes for you.
If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please give it a like.
Your likes really support the channel and help more learners find us.
And don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue learning English with us.
Turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode.
We're here to help you learn English naturally through real topics and real conversations.
Travel smart, plan with confidence, and enjoy every step of your journey.
And remember, learning English is also a journey.
Take it step by step, enjoy the process, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We're excited to see you in the next episode.
Until then, keep traveling, keep learning, and keep speaking English.
See you next time. Bye, everyone.